Okay, part two with Kelly Lamrock, Minister. Okay, so this economic unit policy, when is it becoming law?
What we should have is a new policy that'll be completely different, and we said we'll have it done by June 2011. Here's what we're trying to do with it is, the reason it'll take a little while in some cases, for example, we can't just get rid of it because, you know, if my son graduates high school tomorrow, he shouldn't be able to go on social assistance. I do have a duty to look after. So we've got to write rules that match that. But don't make people who shouldn't have to support you. Like, it was stupid to take roommates into account. The other thing we're going to do is, and the reason we want a little time to rejig it, some cases we're going to change the rate so it doesn't matter. Here's an example. We spend all this time worrying about figuring out, and probably everyone who's lived on social assistance knows how humiliating this is. Well, that person you're living with, is that your spouse? Are you common law with them? We shouldn't be asking that. So for example, what if right now there's a $537 rate for a person and the two-person rate is something like $850? So you actually lose money if you're a family instead of two separate people, and a lot of people feel they have to lie about their relationship because at that level you're really desperate for money, understandably. So what we want to do is, for instance, say, you know what if we just say made the one-person rate $650 and the two-person rate $1,300? That way, you don't have to figure out if somebody's a family.
Missionary here tonight. Oh,
hey, why don't you guys come here and join in?
I am going to create jobs. I've got an important company to meet with.
Good evening.
I'm talking to my clients, you talk to yours.
I bet you never seen that in 4 years. There we go, okay.
Right, so like I was saying, 650, we just make the one-person rate $650 and the two-person rate $1,300. Not only then, we don't have to ask about economic unit because it's the same whether you are or you aren't.
Yeah.
Even better, you know, one thing that used to drive me crazy about economic unit, you'd have a couple who have a kid together and they're living separately because they lose money if they move in and become a family, and that can't be the effect we want for families living on social assistance.
How do you, so if people go there, like if they live at the shelter and they want to say, okay, we have a room cheap between us two, we could rent a room.
Right.
Can they walk in there? Because a lot of people don't understand the word, what you said, ministerial, what do you call it?
Sterile Exemption.
Now I have a hard time to remember that name. How can a person, a social assistant, remember that? Know what I mean?
Perfect. I get you. So here, and hopefully, look, one reason I want to do is, Charles, I know your blog gets read by a lot of people, and even the video is even better because that way, even if they struggle to read, they'll get this.
Yeah.
If you're at the shelter and you're already on social assistance, and most of them are, you should be able to just walk in, and as of right now, you should be able to share expenses, and hopefully that'll mean for some guys you can suddenly afford an apartment where you couldn't before because you couldn't take a roommate. Hopefully guys will do that. If you're not on social assistance, but same thing, you're thinking, I think 2 or 3 of us are going to get a place together so we don't have to rely on the shelter. If there's any problem because you're roommates, you don't even have to understand them, just get these words, and that's why I'm telling you that. Just say, I want to apply for an exemption, I know I can do it. And if you say that, our frontline workers should know what that is. They should be doing the work from there, so they don't have to be lawyers, they don't have to. If you say those words, they should help you apply, and what'll happen is you just write down, or have your caseworker help you write down, I'm applying for social assistance, I want to have a roommate, he's not related to me, he's never supported me in the past, he's just a friend. That will eventually come to me, and I will have a chance to issue those exemptions.
Can 3 people share an apartment?
Yeah.
No, there's no numbers?
No, there aren't any particular numbers. One of the reasons it was there before is folks were worried that, well, what if 5 or 6 people suddenly you've got a $3,000 a month income and could be real comfortable. If there might be in the new policy some numbers, but right now I would look at every case individually, and frankly, if it gets people out of a shelter, I think that's better, because until you got a stable place to live, you're not going to be spending a lot of money thinking about how to get a job.
Good answer. Okay.